Kentucky. I'm your host and moderator, Sherelle Roberts, and we're here with the Let's Talk team. We got Susan Mills, Kim Dixon, and Lisa High. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Woo, 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 woo.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tuesday. A little piece of my microphone fell off. A little piece of my earpiece fell off. We'll get that later.
Sure it's not Monday?
Yeah, we'll get that later.
Yes.
Oh, it feels like a Monday. But we're here. We're ready to go.
All right.
Okay, y'all. So let's get to talk of the town. This first one is a huge deal for Kentucky, especially since we are the horse capital of the world. So there is a severe veterinarian shortage going on right now, to the point where, so there's been some good reporting across lots of different news outlets about this, so you're able to kind of crowdsource the information. But there are like more than a dozen veterinarians over the age of 85 that are still working because there's such a shortage. There's not new veterinarians coming in.
They have to.
This is wild.
Wow.
It really is.
This is wild.
I've heard that the veterinarian school is extremely difficult to get into, and it's extremely difficult to get your degree in as well. So it's very challenging for sure. But oh my gosh, I mean, those poor folks need to retire at some point.
No, seriously.
Did they say anything if it was like large animal or small animal?
So it's all, but
wow.
so think about it. So Kentucky has this vested interest in large animals, particularly horses and cattle, right?
Yeah.
And so even though we all need vets, like my baby dog went and got her shots, the other day. But it's those large animal vets and that expertise is so important. So that's where you're seeing people who are like in their 80s who can't quit, who can't leave.
Yeah.
And so they're saying, well, what do we need to do? And they say they need to get more students in the programs and fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's and they've done this in other states, like in Alaska, where they've had like a scholarship where they would recruit students in, they would pay for their college, but then they would be required to stay in that area for a certain amount of time in order to pay back, they kind of give back and pay back to that degree that the state paid for.
They do
so
that
maybe
in
that's
medicine.
an option.
Yeah, they do that in medicine here at UK.
Like nurses.
actually.
They're in dire need of
They do
nurses.
that.
Yes.
So that needs to happen for
Absolutely.
veterinarians. I 100% agree with that.
So that's something else. We'll definitely have to watch that. But it's an $80 billion industry, the Kentucky agriculture industry. So, I mean, hey, if you like animals,
Yes.
get on in there, y'all.
Get moving.
Yeah,
It's
get on
time.
in there.
It's time.
Get on in there. So up next, this is a little more optimistic. So, Susie, you like pickleball, right?
I do.
Yeah. So there are new. I do. There are new pickleball and basketball courts at Meadowbrook in Lexington. Mayor Gordon. Oh, look, we got video.
Look at that.
So
Look at
Mayor
that.
Gordon opened up. What's up, served the new courts yesterday. And so this is really exciting because more and more people are really playing pickleball, really picking this up. And so there's new opportunities in Lexington. So
Well, someone, I heard, compared it to like an old man or old woman's game or whatever. I see some young folks out on the court as well.
Yeah.
And it's really fun too. Like one of my friends, they had she lives in LA, and they have these big tournaments and they all dress up like 80s retro.
Oh, that's awesome.
And go
yeah.
and play, and it looks like so much fun what they do.
that does sound super fun.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, pickleball is confusing to me. I want to watch it. It seems exciting. But at first, I literally thought it had something to do with an event with dill pickles. Pickleball, I was like,
I honestly
that's
don't know how it
exciting.
got its name.
It makes me kind of curiously hungry for some reason, But
Pickles.
I've never played. I want to. I mean, it looks like a lot of fun, but I know nothing about it, like zero. I
Well,
mean,
just go and volley. Just go and volley around.
and just like, hey, excuse me, in the middle of a game. I mean, what do I do? I want to do it though, and I don't know if I can drag Doug High over with me or not. But I mean, it's
Sure
something
you
to do.
You can
can.
make it like more competitive, like if you foul out or if you hit it out of bounds, you got to chug pickle juice.
Oh,
That would make it more fun.
or bourbon. I'm kind of thinking the
Well,
bourbon.
I like that better.
Do a pickleback.
Oh my God.
Exactly. That's my favorite.
A pickleback.
What is
You
that?
take a shot of bourbon.
Yeah.
And you have some pickle juice.
And then you have pickle juice.
That sounds awful.
It neutralizes it though, because
It
sometimes
does.
back when I drank more,
Oh, my
I
God.
would it would give me an upset stomach, bourbon with. I don't know about you all,
surprise,
but
surprise.
the pickle juice would actually neutralize.
Yes.
Did it really?
Get
It's
somebody
actually
else.
really good.
Really?
People-
I
yeah.
see our camera person RJ shaking his head. This is strange. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't even know how to
That went off the
transition from
rails.
that. It's bad. Okay. So it is Winter Weather Awareness Week. The governor has deemed it so. Oh, you go, look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that.
That
Hopefully,
looks romantic.
does it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Little
Okay.
fire
So-
inside, as long as you're inside a
long as
cabin.
you're inside.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what about freezing to death seems romantic, but
It's
okay.
not camping
I just
weather.
think about people out there like, Jack. I love you. You know, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this is a good show today. All right, so the governor has declared it Winter Awareness Week because he wants us to get ready, I guess, for romance, according to you guys, but really for your car breaking down when you're outside, getting your pipes ready, all kinds of things that can happen during the winter. So you guys know I do because I'm a prepper, but do you have kind of winter provisions for if it goes wrong?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, these past 2 years, we've had electricity go out, or, you know, like, I mean, for days on end.
Yeah.
So we've kind of gotten used to that fact, to have all of that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of the weird one that I always keep like a quilt and a thing of water in the car and stuff at all times.
That's
Doesn't
not
matter if
weird.
it's winter or summer.
That's not
Smart.
weird. I do the same thing. My dad always had an emergency kit, you know,
Yeah.
ready to go for me in my car when I was learning to drive, and so I really believe in that. You know, flares for the car also, and the quilt. We have a blanket back there and water, of course, and you know, just anything that can help you in that type of situation. Little snacks, you know,
Yeah.
a whole bit.
I think it's a really important thing to do because remember, either last year or a couple of years ago, there was some problem with the interstate with I-75, and people couldn't get anywhere. I knew someone. I had a friend. It took her 5 hours to get home.
Oh wow! Yes,
Luckily,
that's
she had a
right.
battery-powered electric
Yes.
blanket.
Yeah.
But I mean, these kinds of things happen all the time. It's not always necessarily the weather.
That's
it can
right.
be
Yeah.
roads and cold weather. It
Yeah.
just you got to
Or
be
just stress. So I firmly believe that part of emergency planning is having stress snacks. Personally, today I've had about 4 stress snacks. So I think that that's definitely part of
I think it is too. I think it is
nice
too.
non-perishable stuff.
Yeah.
Cookies
Yeah.
and
it's
beef
not
jerky.
just for your car either. Even our pipes last year, our pipes burst in that cold stretch that we had.
Oh,
So
yeah.
flooded our you know, down in our kitchen area. So it's a big mess. So just being prepared and weather aware and knowing and dripping those pipes and making sure all of that's happening when it needs to. You know, it's important.
Yeah. I think that we should make a list of emergency snacks for our viewers. We'll talk about that
Yes.
one day in our countdown.
Emergency
I have
snacks.
stress snacks in my
snacks.
purse.
Doritos has to be on that list.
You know what? Susan got me on these flaming hot Funyuns, and now I'm hooked. It's a problem.
So good. Flamin' hot anything is so good.
We're going to go into this break so then we can come into our flaming hot countdown convo after the break. We're going to talk about this. This is important. Should there be an age limit on when you can report a sexual assault that happened when you were a child? Let's talk about it.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
Because I have both Medicaid and Medicare, I got a special Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare. It's called DSNP. That's DSNP. And it stands for Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. My grandson, it's my boy.
Hey, Grandma.
And a WellCare DSNP comes with a whole lot of these. As in, WellCare gives me benefits I can use every day, and real human support, and answers I can understand. And I get benefits like $0 copays on prescriptions, and a WellCare Spendables debit card to pay for things like dental, utilities, and groceries. I can even use it to pay at the pump for gas. And that means a WellCare DSNP provides what I need when I need it. And that gives me the confidence I need to get through every day.
The coverage you need and more. Call today or visit wellcareyes.com to see if you qualify for more benefits.
Watch me. Watch me tumble, jump, and soar. When our squad is on point, we own the floor. Dazzling stunts and dances are my jam. Pain once caused issues, but they had a plan. A life-changing brace with no surgery to fear. Activity without limits, one more reason to cheer. Watch Me. Industry-leading scoliosis treatment at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Most people look at the scene of a truck crash and just see a bad car accident. But at Hughes & Coleman, we know there's more to it. An overloaded trailer, signs of poor maintenance, or a trucking company pushing drivers beyond their limits. If you've been injured in a crash with a big truck, you deserve to know who's responsible. So call Hughes & Coleman, the real truck lawyers. We can uncover the true cause of your crash and fight for the compensation you deserve. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. It is time for our countdown conversation. This is the part of the show where we discuss as many topics as we can in 6 minutes. Honestly, this first one might take the whole time because we were appalled at this one. So there was this really interesting op-ed that I read this morning. This gentleman was a victim of child sexual abuse. And let's be clear, this should be a trigger warning around this conversation. So if this is a sensitive topic for you, just want to let you know that. So there's a gentleman, he's a victim of child sexual abuse, and he was saying that Kentucky needs to update its laws. He's saying a lot of people don't even feel comfortable talking about child sexual abuse until they're well into adulthood. And Kentucky has a statute of limitations. It used to be that if you were sexually assaulted as a child, the age limit for reporting it was 19. Now that's been raised to 28. But this victim is saying 28 is not enough. Some people don't even feel comfortable talking about it until much, much later. I agree. I think that this needs to be revisited by our lawmakers, because why should there be an age limit on when you can report it? And specifically, this is not even reporting it for criminal adjudication. This is for just being able to sue the person.
I absolutely agree. It needs to be extended. I've actually had two friends that have gone through something similar, and it wasn't until their 40s when they became more self-aware and they really started working with their therapist to see what kind of deep-rooted issues there were and where it stemmed from. Did they feel the courage to come forth with that? And it was too late.
And sometimes these victims bury it so deeply that they're completely in denial, and that's a real thing. It's not just a pretend word and an expression that I'm using on that. It's a real thing, and it was buried in it, and they do not even realize it until they get into therapy. And that's even for those that actually make it to therapy a lot of times. So it's really sad that there's a limitation. Definitely needs to be changed.
I mean, this is a fact about coming to terms with it later. This isn't a theory, this is a fact. And I don't see where this does anything but to protect the perpetrator.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't
exactly
understand why this is anything other than that.
And you know what's so interesting to me about this is, even if this happens when you're a child and you are able to report it 40 years later, a lot of times these perpetrators are still doing it to children.
Oh, yes, they are. Yes.
So it's like, there should be no age limit on this, because you could be saving, it could be 4 or 5 decades for you, but you could be saving a child today that is being abused by this person because nobody ever spoke up. Like, to me, this is absolutely wild, and I hope that our lawmakers are paying attention and that they do something about this. I'm very fired up. They have time and energy to focus on all these other foolish things that don't matter during the legislative session. Because I've been there and I've seen it. So if you can't focus on this and save some kids' lives, what are you doing?
Yeah, listen up.
I'm over it. Sorry, I need a minute. That's just, it's just too important.
It is.
And I'm so grateful for this gentleman who wrote this op-ed to raise attention about it, because who even knew if this is not directly affecting you?
And where does the number 28 come from?
Anyway. Why would you pick that age? I mean, it's just a random pick of an age.
I don't
really
understand
is.
it. It is.
Yeah, it just, okay, deep breath. All right. So moving on, we hope that gets your attention. You talk to your lawmakers about it. Also, something that lawmakers are getting ready to do, and I think this is going to get people fired up too. In Lexington, there is a new ordinance up for consideration where it would would ban pet shops from selling cats and dogs. Ooh. That's going to be a spicy one.
This is specifically pet stores.
Yes, for Lexington. Yes.
You know, if it's specifically stores, I'm totally okay with this. I'm totally okay with this because oftentimes, I've heard it many times, those animals come from breeders that are not responsible, and this is a profit thing for them. It is not, do not profit off of living things.
So that's what animal rights activists are saying. They're saying that they believe that this particular ordinance will slow down what they call puppy mills and things of that nature.
Yes.
I don't know that it will, though.
I don't know if it will
The
either.
puppy mills will just become more popular.
Oh, that's interesting.
And if they're in the store, wouldn't it be safer than them being
At the puppy mill?
Yeah,
I know.
don't know.
This is layered.
I'm torn on this one. I really am.
Layered. I'm
I
torn.
feel like, the stores where they are getting those puppies and cats from, I think that the onus is kind of on them to research where they're getting them from, make sure that they're coming from a breeder that's not a puppy mill. I know the puppy mills are not a great situation for any animal out there.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to continue to watch this one. All right, everybody stay with us. Coming up after the break, we have a special theater feature with Kim, me, and our friends from the Woodford Theater.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
When you watch ABC 36 News, you'll see a difference.
Protecting you from severe weather without the hype.
We're your friends and neighbors, and we are on your side.
ABC 36, we're on your side.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for the WellCare Dual Liberty HMOD SNP Medicare Advantage Plan from WellCare with a $0 monthly plan premium. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. WellCare provides access to essential benefits that go beyond original Medicare, such as dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage. Plus extra benefits like more access to care with fitness benefits and WellCare's telehealth services, including online doctor visits. And the WellCare Spendables debit card to use for additional dental, vision, and hearing costs, over-the-counter health items, even gas and groceries. Your Spendables card balance rolls over every month, so you never lose a cent as long as you have the WellCare Dual Liberty HMOD SNP plan. WellCare is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be perfect for you. Call 1-877-281-9602. Now, that's 1-877-281-9602.
Here's advice for caregivers. Laura Clay Parker, Golden Law Office.
When families are choosing a nursing home, I think it's really important to visit the nursing home and see what the nursing home is like on the weekends, in the evenings. What we find in our nursing home cases is that the staffing varies hugely throughout the week, and nursing homes save money on the weekends, which means that more falls, more bed sores, more injuries occur during those weekend hours.
It's an unprecedented dancing finale.
You have what it takes to win it.
The Dancing with the Stars finale tonight on ABC and Disney+.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. We are having a special holiday theater feature, and we've got our resident theater expert, Kim Dixon, and joining us is Daniel Ellis from the Woodford Theater. You are the creative director?
I'm the artistic director.
The artistic director. I want to call you all the things: artistic, creative, executive.
He is, though. He is all of those things.
Thank you.
Well, welcome in. We're so glad to see you. And you are here to talk about, the quintessential Christmas production. Tell us about that.
Yes, so December 8th through the 17th, we are doing Miracle on 34th Street at Woodford Theater. It's going to run Friday at 7:30, Saturday 7:30, Saturday at 2 o'clock. So we have a Saturday matinee and Sunday at 2 as well for 2 weekends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel, that is spectacular. And usually we don't get those double hitters, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And frankly, as an actor, I always had fun doing that. It's exhausting, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, what does go into that?
It's a ton of stuff. So this one specifically is an adaptation direct of the movie.
Okay.
So it was adapted by a community theater itself that decided they wanted to take the movie and turn it into Greenbrier Valley Theater, I think. And so what they've done is they've sat down and developed this out. And so we have cast the entire production. We moved set changes because it's based on a movie, so we're moving from the street to inside Macy's to inside an apartment. So we've tried to be as creative as we can with the set to develop that.
Now, is this, so I always get confused and I always have to straighten me out. Is this every time the bell rings an angel gets his wings? No? Or which one is this?
I don't think it's that one. This is the one where she thinks Santa is not real and he turns out to be.
Well, of course.
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I see. Set in New York,
Yes,
right?
set in
Because
New
of
York.
Macy's.
Mhm.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Yes, it's super exciting, and we're really thrilled because it's a starstruck cast. So we have people that are local to the region who've just moved back to the region, people local from New York. Our Santa actually performed off Broadway on Broadway, so we're really thrilled to have him in place for
A
this
singing
show. Yeah.
Santa.
This is not a singing show. So there are carolers. There's music in the show, but our Santa is not singing directly. No.
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah.
So if folks want to get tickets to this show, because we're going to talk about another one here in a sec, but if folks want to get tickets to this show, Miracle on 34th Street, where there is no singing, no angels get their wings, but the story of Santa lives on, how can they get tickets to this particular show?
They should go to our website if they want to do it themselves at www.woodfordtheater.com, or they can give us a call at the box office. That number can also be found on the website. But get your tickets now because it is selling out already.
I bet you it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Daniel, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about the show that you've got coming up in February. You all are doing something a little different at Woodford, and tell us about it.
Yes, so February 8th through the 18th, we're opening the production Blythe Spirit by Noel Coward.
Yeah.
It's actually 125 years of Noel Coward is one of the anniversaries that's coming up, so it's that's also super exciting. But this production was entirely pre-cast.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yes, what that means is we haven't held auditions for this production. The director and I sat down, came up with a list of actors who we thought would fit the roles best, and sent invites to those individuals.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So you're just sitting at home minding your business, and it's like, we want you to do a thing. That would make me feel really cool as an actor to get that kind of invite.
The idea was that we looked at the past season history, and this is the least attended audition slot as well as the least attended show. So we thought if we can avoid having to hold multiple calls of auditions and things like that, let's go ahead and do this and make it fun in an exciting kind of way. It's the first and last show that would be entirely precast at Woodford, not something we want to stick with.
I understand because it makes a difference. This is a slightly different thing though. Tell us about the audience for this show.
Sure. So the audience for this show, we're trying to sell it here around Valentine's Day because the idea, the context of the story is there's an author who is doing research for his book, and he holds a seance in his home with his wife. And it is very funny. He summons back from the grave his first wife, and she haunts their relationship.
It's hysterical.
It is very, very.
So I'm going to go with not romantic on that one, because not only are you trying to bring the other woman back, but you're trying to bring the other woman back from the dead. It's a no for me. But you're saying that that is a comedy.
It is a comedy. It is
Believe it or not.
British satire, very Oscar Wilde. So if you're familiar with like The Importance of Being Earnest or any of his works, it's very in that same vein. Very silly.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're already looking at 2024, the year, seeing some of the things that you're doing. Your theater is always just trying new things, innovating, doing great things. So you don't have to spill all the tea. But what else can folks expect for 2024 going in? If
So
you
we
can give
have
us a little.
a little bit.
Little
Yeah.
taste.
We've planned the entire season for 24-25 as well. So our season actually starts in September and will run through to May and June. So we have selected all of our shows, and we are in the midst of purchasing the rights for all of those this week so that we can announce here in the next little bit.
Okay, so next week, I want to know. Okay. We are going to have somebody from the theater coming on next week, so that'll be great.
I'll tell her to give you a private.
Okay, very good. So one more time before we get out of here, tell folks the website so they can go get tickets and learn more.
Sure. It is www.woodfordtheater.com.
And that's theater, Theatre.
R-E. You got it.
It makes a difference.
It does make a difference.
All right, Daniel, thanks so much for being on. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate being
Everybody stay with us. We'll have more LTK after the break.
K-A-T-S, Cats, Cats, Cats.
Hi, I'm Marty Casey with Cats Heating and Cooling. When you realize that your heating or cooling system is not working, you may think, I do not want to replace my heating or cooling system. I understand. At Cats, we repair over 90% of our service calls. And if you call before 10 a.m., there's an excellent chance that we'll repair your system today. At Cats, we proudly use day and night heating and cooling products. Call Cats at 859-288-5287.
All are invited to downtown Lexington for the annual Martin Luther King commemoration. Monday, January 15th, the Freedom March begins at 1 p.m. with a program beginning at 2 p.m. featuring the keynote speaker, Reverend Dr. Kevin Cosby of Simmons College in Kentucky. We are excited to present the United Voices of Chicago once again this year and debuting the United Voices of Lexington. All events are free thanks to our sponsors, the Bluegrass Community Foundation, the City of Lexington, and the University of Kentucky.
Hi, this is Todd with Haas & Haas Properties, and we buy houses for cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call us at 859-888-2200. We can pay cash and close in as little as 10 days. We buy houses in any condition and any price range in Fayette and surrounding counties. If you own property and want to sell it fast, call us today at 859-888-2200. That's 859-888-2200.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Good thing my Rogue has intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on Rogue and get up to $1,000 a year in bonus cash on popular models. Better hurry. These offers won't be back in stock.
Everybody, we like to end every show by highlighting a woman we're talking about, and today's woman is Nicole Nivison. She works with the Kentucky Division of Wildlife. She's a conservation educator, and she and her co-workers help to keep Kentucky habitats safe. That's for plants and animals, and they do so by actually partnering with Kentuckians to help us make our lands safe for the animals and the plants that live there. And they also conserve things like butterflies, which you see her holding, birds like hawks and other birds of prey, and other animals. Like, who even knew you all were doing so much over there? So Nicole Nivison, thank you for all you do for the animals and by virtue for us. You're a woman worth talking about. So thank you so much.
That was the cutest picture. I love that.
I know. The butterfly was serving face.
Yeah.
It was like, look at my wings. So anyway, thank you so much, Nicole, and thank you all for watching. We will see you tomorrow. It's going to be a good one tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.